That constant hustle and grind everyone keeps pushing, honestly, it's mostly just noise, a huge distraction from what actually gets results. Let me tell you, hard work alone doesn't scale, and grinding out more hours than everyone else, that's not a strategy. That's a recipe for burnout and crushing disappointment. Here's the brutal truth. You're probably stuck in a system that's physically incapable of making you successful, no matter how hard you push. And that is the brutal truth nobody ever talks about when it comes to achieving real success. Here's the first thing you need to grasp. Your effort won't scale in every single situation. Some things just hit a hard ceiling. Think about it. Most people dedicate years of their lives trying to improve themselves, constantly tweaking their habits. They chase more discipline, more productivity, better organization. They're always searching for that constant, elusive surge of motivation. But here's the kicker. Almost no one stops to ask a fundamentally different, far more important question. Is the system you're pouring all that effort into even capable of giving you the results you actually want? Are you pouring your life into something that's actually built to give you what you want? Some careers, some investments, some efforts, they're built for massive growth. Others are just static, in the right place. Every extra hour you put in creates more opportunity, more influence, even more momentum. But in the wrong place, that same effort just keeps the lights on. It never moves the dial. You get better. You get smarter. Yet your situation stays exactly the same. And that's precisely the trap so many people fall into. What? They're responsible. They're consistent. They show up every single day and do the work. They push forward, but it feels like running in quicksand. The progress is minuscule. The results are barely there. And that's when they think, it must be me. I'm the problem. You're convinced the answer is more grit, more discipline, better habits, a stronger mindset. But here's the truth. The problem isn't always you. It's the system you're playing in. The brutal truth, your effort is wasted unless it's applied with real leverage. What exactly is leverage? It means doing one thing that sparks a dozen results, not just one. It means your hard work today pays dividends not just now, but for weeks, months, even years. It means your output isn't confined to one client, one meeting, one person. It scales. It means what you build doesn't just disappear the moment you're done with it. Mania. So true leverage, that comes from ownership. Owning your content, your business, your investments. And it demands smart distribution. Getting your message out there everywhere it needs to be. And yes, it comes from powerful networks, the people you know and the people who know you. Want to know how the rich build wealth? It's not magic. It's serious financial leverage. These aren't just accounts. They're precisely built structures designed to make your efforts multiply. Without these, your financial growth stays completely linear, flatlined. Put in 1 hour, get 1 hour back. That's the ceiling. 10 hours? Still just 10 hours back. Welcome to the financial treadmill, not real progress. Your entire financial future, it hinges on your constant direct input. And that, my friend, is exhausting. That's not growth, that's just treading water, fighting to stay afloat. Mo! Real wealth builds when your money starts compounding, not just adding up like loose change. It's when one smart decision keeps paying you over and over without you even having to think about it. That's financial freedom. Building something that keeps earning for you even while you're fast asleep. No more starting from zero. We're talking about a system where every single step forward builds on the last, compounding your effort. From the outside, true progress like this, it always looks like it happened overnight. They'll label it luck or sudden success. I promise you, it was anything but. But step inside for a moment. The real story, it's completely different. Suddenly, everything clicks. You finally found the right system, the perfect fit. This is about discovering that leverage point where your efforts aren't resisted, but suddenly feel amplified. The idea that success is only about discipline? That's a massive mistake. It's a half-truth that holds you back. Discipline? Essential. It absolutely keeps you in the game. It sharpens your focus. It owns your skills, pushing you to get better. But discipline alone won't determine the sheer scale of your results. Not by a long shot. Your career ceiling isn't about your effort. It's about the structure. You can bust your ass in a job with zero leverage and just become dependable, a fancy word for easily replaced. But take that same effort, apply it to something with real leverage, something that scales, and you become powerful. The difference isn't your hustle. It's the structure. And this structure, it's often invisible. You see people grinding, working late, trying to learn, pushing harder than anyone else. What you don't see is the hard ceiling above them, limiting their impact no matter what they do. You can't tell if their efforts are building something lasting or if it's just work that vanishes the moment it's done. You work hard, but are you actually building something or just hitting reset every single day? Debts, And that's precisely why so many of us feel totally lost. You're doing all the right things. You're trying hard, staying disciplined, learning new skills. But the results? They're tiny, a fraction of what you expected. Why 5? This huge gap between effort and outcome breeds frustration, and it almost always turns into self-doubt. You start thinking you're not smart enough, not motivated enough, just not enough, period. But what if the real problem is much simpler than that? You're pouring your energy into a strategy that just doesn't scale. You're operating within a system that was never built to multiply your efforts or your money. You can hustle till you drop, but with a broken strategy, you're just burning out faster. More effort only amplifies a bad system. But real progress? That explodes the moment this clicks. Your entire approach flips. Instead of constantly asking, how can I just grind harder? You're asking which system actually gets results. If you're finding this helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more content like this. No more trying to force performance out of thin air. You're now looking for systems where your effort genuinely compounds, because when your effort plugs into the right strategy, everything changes immediately. You'll see faster progress, unlock more opportunities, and watch your skills improve exponentially. Your results finally stack up. No more constant resetting to zero. This isn't about some sudden personality transplant, because your effort finally has a system, a place to truly compound. Compounding knowledge, day after day. That's your only real guarantee for long-term success. You don't need to work yourself to death, but you absolutely need the right environment to thrive. And that's the one crucial detail nobody bothers to tell you. Success isn't just about how hard you work. It never was. Gotcha. You don't need to kill yourself working, but you do need a place where your effort actually pays off and lets you grow. And that's the hard truth they never tell you. Yeah! Success isn't just about the hours you clock. It's about whether the system you're in actually lets that effort grow, or if it just keeps you trapped, grinding through the same pointless loop day after day. But here's the real kicker. Success isn't about adding more. It's about eliminating. Progress comes faster from what you cut out, not from what you pile on. They always tell you that you need more. Yes! More discipline, more routines, more habits, more projects, more ideas. It's just this endless cycle of more. You're convinced the answer is always more discipline, more habits, more projects. You just keep piling on new tasks, a desperate hope that something, anything will finally stick. And sure, it feels productive. You're constantly busy, always moving, perpetually engaged. But here's the brutal truth. Success rarely comes from simply doing more. It comes from ruthlessly cutting out what steals your attention so the right things can finally grow. Progress isn't about doing more. It's about choosing better, choosing strategically. You stop asking what else can I add and start demanding what is draining energy from what truly matters. The problem? Most people resist this because eliminating things, cutting them out, it feels like loss. Let's get real. What's actively draining your focus from what truly matters? Why do we resist cutting things out? Because it feels like a genuine loss. Like you're closing doors, walking away from perfectly good options, and saying no to things that seem useful, interesting, or even exciting. We tell ourselves keeping every door open feels safer, more flexible, even responsible. But here's the kicker. Keeping all your options open just spreads your focus too thin. And when your attention is spread that thin, nothing ever truly compounds. Imagine trying to build serious momentum in 5 different directions at once. It's just impossible. You're constantly spread too thin. That's why nothing you do ever truly compounds. You're probably trying to build momentum in 5 different areas at the same time, aren't you? Every single effort gets a piece of you, just a piece. Never enough for real depth, never enough for mastery. You're busy, incredibly busy in fact, yet your progress still feels hollow. You improve, you do, but that breakthrough, that acceleration, it just never comes. You work hard, only to watch the results simply reset over and over again. And that is the trap you're caught in. Real success? It demands the exact opposite. It requires brutal, unwavering concentration. Concentration isn't some magic power you're just born with. True focus isn't something you find, it's something you forge. You create it by burning every other option. Ruthlessly cut any project that doesn't directly propel you toward your main goal. Every single distraction hijacking your attention, you shut it down, period. And those expectations from others, the ones dragging you off course, you ditch them. You stop chasing every shiny new opportunity that just appears. Not because it's good, but just because it's there. The outside world, they'll just see you doing less. But inside, you're finally doing work that truly matters, maybe for the very first time. Because when all your attention converges on one thing, real change starts to happen, and it hits differently. Your skills will explode because you're finally sticking with them long enough to master them. Pass that backer. You only ever get truly good at something when you stop constantly jumping between tasks. Wait, opportunities don't just appear. They emerge when your main goal is laser focused. You won't magically make more progress just by working harder. That's a myth, and it's holding you back. It's because you let your effort compound in one area instead of scattering it everywhere. But here's the uncomfortable truth nobody wants to hear. Real success makes your world feel smaller, more restricted, long before it ever expands. You start saying no. A lot. You cut out the distractions. You simplify your path. You stop letting pointless garbage steal your time and energy. The constant noise in your head finally drops, but here's what else goes with it. That feeling of always being busy. Commit to a real budget. Start investing. And at first, it's going to feel profoundly unnatural. Why? Because you're finally stopping the impulse buys. You're cutting out the shiny new distractions. But here's the truth. Beneath that initial discomfort, something truly powerful is starting to build. We call it financial momentum. Once your effort hits the right system and all that financial noise finally fades out, that's when a truly subtle shift begins. At first, you might not even notice it. From the outside, your life still looks exactly the same. The daily grind feels just as real. Ho! And yes, the heavy lifting is still entirely on you. It's not magic, don't get me wrong, but inside your accounts, your money starts acting differently. Quit hitting the reset button every single day. Your efforts aren't vanishing, they're stacking up. Remember that work you put in last month? It's not lost, it's paying dividends right now. Your skills compound. They don't just disappear, forcing you to constantly restart. Big decisions, they're not a struggle anymore. You've actually got a damn strategy. Opportunities aren't random luck anymore. You'll connect the dots, building a network of wins instead of chasing ghosts. This is where your laser focus sparks something bigger, genuine momentum. Understand this. Momentum isn't about speed. It's about relentless, unbroken continuity. It's when your energy stays locked on one direction, long enough for results to stack up and become undeniable. You see real progress when your focus locks onto one goal long enough. For those small, consistent actions to finally compound. More! Every smart move you make builds on the next. Each tiny improvement makes your whole strategy rock solid. One key connection unlocks a cascade of opportunities. Suddenly, your path stops feeling like a mess of random, disconnected efforts. Becomes a single, clear line, accelerating powerfully forward. But here's the catch. Most people never get there because their attention keeps resetting, pushing them back to square one every single time. They're chasing every shiny new strategy, every hot investment, every fleeting priority. Your money never gets a real chance to grow. Not like it should! You're hustling, you're putting in the effort, but your actions, they're scattered. They don't build on each other. True financial momentum requires duration. It demands consistent time, period. You have to stick with it. It's the only way compounding ever kicks in. That's the tough reality. And compounding, it's quiet. Almost invisible at first. In those early stages, the numbers look tiny. So tiny they feel insignificant. The effort still feels immense, way too heavy for the reward you're actually seeing. Your progress, it feels like it's crawling. Compared to what you expected? Absolutely. But that's normal. And this is precisely the moment where most people assume nothing's happening and they just bail out. You're pushing hard to build something big. Weeks pass, and it feels like you're stuck. That's exactly when most people assume nothing is happening. What's the knee-jerk reaction? You bail. You scrap the strategy, jump to something new, and completely change direction all over again. Here's the kicker. Beneath that stagnant surface, the real progress was quietly taking root. True understanding isn't found by jumping ship. It's forged by sticking with the same challenges, iterating, learning, and actually cracking the code. Your skills don't sharpen from mere repetition. They ignite by building on each attempt. Every effort lays down a new layer of mastery, okay? Someone might tell you they have 5 years of experience. They shouldn't, but here's the truth. They just lived the same year, 5 times over. No real growth. Imagine being stuck in the same grade year after year. Time marches on, absolutely. But true depth, that never forms. The hard truth is this. There's no single day where everything suddenly clicks into place and transforms. There's a moment when things finally click. That relentless uphill grind for progress, it vanishes. Suddenly, less friction, zero false starts. Every single action you take now compounds, building directly on the last. No more endless strategizing. You shift gears from thinking to relentless execution, less mental gymnastics, more actual progress. Those once agonizing decisions, now they're second nature, almost instinctive. You just know. You spot patterns instantly, catch mistakes before they grow, and fix them at warp speed. That isn't just competence, that's true mastery. This is it, the sweet spot. Your effort doesn't just pay off, it compounds, giving you disproportionate, explosive returns. Your rock-solid system amplifies every action. Unwavering focus keeps you stable, and momentum that relentlessly propels you forward. Everyone else just sees you accelerating. Overnight, it looks like you've slammed on the gas and hit warp speed. They watch you fly past, convinced you found some secret shortcut or just got lucky. Total guesswork. They'll swear it suddenly became easy. But you know exactly what it took to get here. But what they don't see is the grueling truth behind it. That sudden speed everyone talks about, it's not magic. It's years of compounding effort finally hitting critical mass. That financial discipline, the sharp business strategy, the brutal consistency, it's been stacking for months, maybe even years. You've narrowed your focus. You've cut out the noise. You've stopped chasing every fleeting trend. Your automated investments, your discipline habits, your strategic planning, it's all been silently building, brick by brick. Momentum isn't some mystical force. It's simply the stage where all that quiet, consistent effort finally becomes undeniable. And once you hit that stride, everything shifts. Opportunity doesn't just knock, it kicks down the door for you. You stop chasing every desperate lead, every fleeting chance. Instead, the right investment opportunities, the ideal career moves, they start flowing to you. Projects actually align with your vision. You're not just forcing pieces together anymore. You know, and people don't just reach out because they want something. They reach out because your vision, your impact is undeniable. It's time to stop guessing and start making intentional, strategic choices. Forget aimless searching. You're now picking the paths that actually propel you forward. And that's how you start building serious leverage in your life. Leverage isn't forced, it's earned. For that to happen, 3 crucial things must be in place. Dahmer. First, you need a system that multiplies your effort, not just adds to it. Second, you actively cut out the noise, allowing you to stay laser-focused. Third, you've committed to it long enough for that unstoppable momentum to truly take hold. That's precisely why overnight successes look so sudden to everyone else. They never see the meticulous setup, the relentless work of eliminating distractions. They never witness the long, quiet grind where true momentum slowly but surely builds, completely unnoticed. You see the highlight reel, right? That big win the moment everything finally clicks into place. But here's the thing, the actual road to that success looks nothing like the mindless hustle everyone's selling you. It's not about just doing more. It's not about merely staying busy. And it's certainly not about grinding yourself into exhaustion. Yeah! Instead, it's about strategically placing your money where it can actually grow and ruthlessly cutting out the noise. Then, and only then, do you stay ruthlessly consistent, long enough for that compound growth to finally kick in. That's the ugly truth nobody wants to sell you. Guy, and let me be clear, that's the only way real, lasting success is built. So, that's it for today. Until next time, take care.